Hi traders, welcome to Elite Currency. My name is Chris, and this video taking a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum for the next couple of trading days. Let's take a look at the charts. Alright, Bitcoin is under pressure to the downside after breaking through the support zone that we had in mind, which could have been a wave 4, but proved not to be when breaking through specifically this top, because that is the top of wave 1. What we were looking at, of course, last week or two, I guess, was a potential wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside here to complete the bigger wave 1, and then we expected a bigger uptrend. That did not happen, and instead price broke through this particular support zone right here. That was already an important clue that something else is probably going on right here. And if you put a fib on that potential wave 3, we said keep an eye on the 38 and 50 fib, which should be bouncing spots if this is indeed a wave 4 for wave 5. That did not happen. We had pretty dominant candle breaking through that support. This one right here, that's pretty strong bearish price action and indicating bearish momentum. So at that point already, it didn't look good for upside continuation. Of course, the official break was here when it went through the top of wave 1. So what is it then instead? Well, we said the alternative is that if it breaks through that zone, it is probably an ABC correction rather than a 1, 2, 3. So we're looking probably at an ABC correction within a bigger bearish correction still to come. This could have been a wave A in that case. We're looking at an ABC within, let me use a different color, let's use blue. And we are looking at a wave B, red ABC within B, and now we're looking probably at a blue wave C at this moment. So we have to zoom out to higher time frames here to get a bit of a idea about what's going on. Let me get rid of these tools. There we go. So let's take a look at the weekly chart. So at this moment, it is actually starting to look like a descending wedge chart pattern with a clear lower highs and a clear flat bottom like this. So from that perspective, I think we are probably going to see a break of that bottom. This is a typically bearish pattern. We have momentum prior to it, bearish momentum, sorry. We have a correction like this, so this typically does break to the downside on average. If it does break above resistance, of course, that could change things. So keep an eye on this trend line, like this. But probably will break to the downside, and I'm expecting price to make a lower low. I don't know how far it could go. It could go only to 5,500, and that's it. It might go to the psychological level of 5,000. I don't know how far this could push lower. We have, of course, some support levels along the way. We have, for instance, some bottoms here and some tops here to think about. So we'll have to see how price action looks like as well when price does break the bottom. And we'll have to see how far it could go. I mean, some round levels, of course, are always levels we have to think about. 5K, 2.5K are typical round levels. But even a 3 or 4 could be a stopping spot eventually. And what I'm expecting, at least in the long term, is that this is an ABC correction. This is probably a 3-wave correction for X. This was W. Sorry, I should say that ABC for W, an ABC for X, and now we're looking at an ABC for Y. So let's put a fib from here to put on this wave A, this potential wave A. Let's go down back to the daily now. And you can see very neat 61.8 fib. Sorry. Now it's correct. Not as neat, but still roughly in that area. And minus 272 target, for instance, could be 45.88. Now I'm not sure if it'll get there, but that could be a target of that break to the downside. That could be a bouncing spot too. Looking for engulfing twins, bullish candlestick patterns, bullish price action at these round levels, and at the fib target could make sense to look for a bullish bounce. All right. So at this moment, price is approaching the support. Now it doesn't have to break immediately, right? We're looking at a potential A, B, C to the downside. So from that perspective, price could be in a wave 1, 2, 3. So at now or a bit lower, price might make a wave 4. That could happen at the support trend line. If it makes a bear flag like this, if it makes a bear flag chart pattern, then it could break for that wave 5. All right, if we see a very aggressive move up here, let's take away this fib, because if this is a wave C, if this is A, right, this is B, and price is going down for C, then we would not expect, then this could be a wave 3 of that C. So we don't expect price to move up too much because it's a wave 3. And if it is a correction, it should be a wave 4. So if there is any correction, I would not expect it to go deeper than 6,900, maybe even 6,600 here, or at the very max, probably 71.66. All right, a break above that would again probably indicate a change of the wave patterns, would indicate something that, a different kind of market structure, a different chart pattern is dominating than I'm expecting at this moment. It's not a bearish ABC, but maybe it's some triangle. I don't know. We'll have to take a look again. We have to take a look again, next week and reanalyze it. For the moment, in my view at least, it looks more likely that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete the wave C, and then the new uptrend could start at that target. But if it breaks above these fibs, then then it's not looking like that anymore, and something else is going on. In that case, maybe it completed a deeper. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, maybe it's making some kind of expanded correction, for instance, here, and making another correction like that, and it could still be all part of a bigger wave B, for instance. This is an A, but it's just an expanded wave B, for instance. So that's also very possible. But less likely at this moment. I think that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the main scenario, but if it does show a bigger bounce, then a bigger correction is probably taking place. All right, Ethereum has broken below this bear flag chart pattern. We already talked about it, that it does look like a bear flag. So, and the breakout candle was pretty strong here. Then we had a follow through. We had a triangle on a lower time frame. All right, and those are the best. If you look at our educational videos, you will see one video about the pattern after the pattern. This is a great example. We had a big bear flag pattern, momentum, and then we have a small triangle after the big bear flag break, and then a break below that triangle. So momentum, correction, momentum on Ethereum, bringing price back to the previous bottom. Let me get rid of this fib. This fib was indicating a shallow retracement, as you can see, 23.6 fib. From here to here. All right, that was for the wave 3 that we were potentially looking at that point. But let me get rid of that and go back to the daily chart. And you can see that it's back at the previous bottom. So for the moment, it does look just as bearish as Bitcoin at this moment, and probably a break of that bottom is very possible and likely even. And it looks like this was this was a complex correction. This was a correction within the correction. And we're looking at a follow through here to probably, let's put a target. Well, we have these horizontal levels, of course, to think about as well. But we could put a fib maybe from, well, the fibs won't be that valuable, I think, at this moment, because it's really, the target would be way too low. But I think that, yeah, these horizontal levels, it's difficult to say regarding the exact level, I would say, but 250, 300 are definitely 275 are levels to think about that could still act as support. Best is, in my view, just to look at price action. Just look at how the candles form and look for strong bullish engulfing twins and a break of the 21 EMA eventually. I think that is actually the most important, because a break above the 21 EMA, just like here, right? And just like here, indicate strong directional movements in many cases. Not always. Here we had a break, but that just got slammed back into the 21 EMA and it eventually made a bear flag. So the second break is typically better, but is a great kind of warning that a bigger reversal might finally happen. All right, but for the moment, it looks like wave 5 here is finished. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a wave 5. It looks like within the wave 5 that 5 waves could be finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think that Ethereum could be soon ready for a bigger bounce. I do think that there are some old oversold situation going on here. We see wave patterns complete. It is running back into support. I think eventually there's going to be some reaction to that, a bullish reaction, I mean. It's just a question of when and where, and keeping an eye on candlestick patterns, and the 21 EMA, I think, would be a good method of keeping an eye on when that bullish bounce could happen. For the moment, though, this could still be an extended wave 4 for one more wave 5 is always possible. Even though, wave 5 of 5 of 5 seems to be finished, one more extension on a 1 hour chart could happen. So keep an eye on, for instance, a fib like this. Fib like this, for instance, from here to here. All right. And the 23, 38, 50 fib are all bouncing spots. If it breaks above the 50 fib and the S1, then something else might finally be going on, and it might not be as, the bearishness might be finally a bit less. But if it stays below that, it could easily continue with one more lower low. All right, that was a bit longer than I expected, but anyhow, some extra info, I guess, I hope, and wish you all good trading. Above all, check out EliteCurrency.com for more free analysis on a multiple times per day, basically, and appreciate all of your share, likes, and subscribes. See you all very soon. Cheers.